Hey, we are Jordan and Dealer, a husband and wife from the UK, travelling through life one adventure at a time. We like to share our experiences with the world. We welcome you to join us for this one.
Good morning. So we are in Dubrovnik, Croatia, for the next leg of our amazing cruise that we're doing here. So we've just got off the ship, haven't we? We've had a lovely breakfast. This is 7 till 7 today. It's about nearly 8 o'clock already. So we've got to get the actual bus to Dubrovnik town from where we are. Yeah. So today, what's on the agenda for today? Huh? Do you know what's on the agenda for today? What the plan is?
We're gonna do Game of Thrones tour.
Game of Thrones walking tour. We're gonna do a Game of Thrones walking tour because Dubrovnik was a key city in the filming of Game of Thrones. We're gonna go on the walls, aren't we? Yeah. We're just gonna see the old town, see the sights, and have a Dubrovnik kind of day. So we're just about to get on the bus now. So we'll see when we actually get to the town. Because the port, I think it's about a 10-15 minute drive away. So just going to get on the bus now.
Let's get on the bus.
So we've got off the bus, haven't we? Kind of on the edge of Dubrovnik. It kind of drops us off outside the old town, I suppose, outside the city walls there. Yeah, it's beautiful so far, isn't it? Yeah. Really impressed with the view. I mean, down there you can do sea kayaking, which I would be interested to do, but we've not got our swim stuff, have we?
We haven't.
There you can just see some of the outer city walls. And then up here is a fortress. Which is this the one? There is a famous fortress, isn't there? Which maybe is the one that we will be going up later. We've plotted, basically, we've got a map of Dubrovnik on Google Maps, and we've plotted, haven't we, our favourite bits. So I think we're gonna be able to see the majority of this stuff, and some of it's included as part of the Game of Thrones tour. So I think we're just gonna see what we can see on the Game of Thrones tour. We will, and then anything that's kind of left over, we can just go to ourselves. Yeah. So should we go into the town? So we're entering into is it the Pile Gate?
Yeah.
Pile Gate, maybe. Which is the entrance to the western part of the old town. So I think most tourists will probably come through this gate, won't they?
Oh god, yeah. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, the bridge was built 15th century, dealer, so that's 14 something.
Okay.
And then the guy you saw at the top there was Saint Blaise, a little statue for him, who is the patron saint of Dubrovnik. So full of facts today. It's beautiful, isn't it? You can see why Game of Thrones was filmed there. It's like a medieval city that we're kind of walking into. Oh, which is brilliant, isn't it? I can't believe how beautiful it still looks, even, I think this is 16th century, which we've just come into here. Yeah. So this stone is, 500 years old. Oh my God, look at this, the big reveal. Wow. Wow, that is breathtaking. I'm actually lost for words there. I mean, it's just stunning, like how it's like we've been dropped into an Assassin's Creed game or something like that. Game of Thrones. Wow. Really beautiful. So as we come in here as well, there's tickets for the city wall. So if you want to do the top parts of the city wall, dealer, it's €35.
That's quite expensive though.
It's expensive, but I think it's worth doing for us in terms of what we want to see today.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for us to get that. It's quite expensive though. So I think we'll get tickets, won't we, at some point?
Yeah.
So without the ticket, you can't do the higher walls, which I think we've just seen some of them outside there now.
Oh yeah, but it was really beautiful.
Yeah, we want to be up there, don't we? And to be fair, because it is quite expensive, sadly, a lot of people will choose not to do it or can't do it. So it should be quite quiet, hopefully. Yeah. So what's your first impression?
I mean, it's amazing. It feels like I'm, traveling back in time.
It feels like we're traveling back in time, which for me, I mean, I love that. That's a big compliment, isn't it? Yeah, really impressed so far.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Back in time. Oh, look at the dog.
In a good way. There's a little dog up there. What we're walking on here now is the Stradun. It seems to be the main street here in Dubrovnik. It's lined with cafes and shops, that sort of thing. But what's really cool is it's like the road we're walking on now. It's like over 800 years old, I think. It's like a 12th century. So that's 1100s. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's made of polished limestone, which gives it a bit of a sort of a slippery, squeaky kind of feel to it, when it's wet.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably the quietest we're going to see it. I mean, what's the time now? Is it about? It's about quarter past 8. So it's not super early, but I think it's early enough for not a lot of people to be out.
Yeah.
Which is nice for us because I think this is
walk around,
enjoy the atmosphere. I mean, this is a beautiful view just behind me here. Yeah. So it's about 20 past 8. We've got our Game of Thrones tour at 9:30. Actually, where we got off the coach a moment ago, where we were kind of filming from when we first arrived in Dubrovnik, is where we're going to start the tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a little bit of time to enjoy,
Yeah.
and then we're back for the tour. We've just been admiring the main square here. It's called Luza Square, Dila. I don't know if you know. So this square here is kind of like a natural hub for the town, I think, and it connects the east and the west parts of Dubrovnik together. This here is Saint Blaise's kind of church. It's kind of like a cathedral, and he's, like I said before, he's the patron saint of Dubrovnik, and there he is on the top. But what's cool is in his hand you can see like a model of the city in his hand. Can you see that? Which I think is very Game of Thrones, because you know the show opens, doesn't it, with the main titles, this kind of model of Westeros, and here he's kind of holding it in his hand. And models are a big thing that run through Game of Thrones throughout the show. Do you remember House of the Dragon as well, with King Viserys' model of old Valyria? So yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful, isn't it? This here's the bell tower as well, Dila.
Yeah.
So you can't really see it that well on camera because of the lighting, but the bell strikes every hour, Dila. So apparently little bronze things come out and start knocking the bell.
Ah.
So it might be quite cool to see. And yeah, there it is, Luza Center. Yeah, bit of an unfortunate name in English, if that sounds pronounced. Might not be, I've only read it, to be honest, I've not heard it. So we're just moving around, aren't we? And yeah, look, again, like you said, the people that picked Dubrovnik for Game of Thrones, because people have to go out and find the sets where they're going to shoot and the locations they're going to shoot on. They picked just the perfect place, didn't they? Genius.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't need to change many things here. Just maybe cover up, like obviously remove this shops, all these like modern elements of the building, and then boom, you're back in history.
You're good to go, aren't you?
Yeah, you're good to go.
So does this remind you of the church, the Sept of Baylor? Yeah. Do you remember in season 6 where at the end, what happens?
It blows up.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah, Cersei blows up. Yeah, it just looks very similar. So with us being right in the centre of the old town now, every sort of building we see seems to have some kind of historical significance. This one here is Rector's Palace. It used to be the kind of the centre of government for Dubrovnik in kind of the, I think, like 15th, 16th century. Apparently there's even a kind of a prison in here, there's a courtroom. So yeah, it was really important to kind of public life taking precedence here in the main square. Yeah, another beautiful building. So we've just been walking down the Ulod Pika, I think it's called, Ulod Puca.
Yeah, yes.
And it's a really beautiful street, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
And what was nice is we had it all to ourselves, didn't we?
Feel free to take left-hand side.
Yeah, we're getting chased down by a tour here.
We tried to escape from the...
But yeah, we got a beautiful video, didn't we, of us just kind of walking down and hanging down. Yeah. You can actually walk up to this mountain sort of thing in the background here, Dila, if you wanted to.
Oh, wow. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, get amazing views of Dubrovnik. Maybe we have time later, we can do that, expending the energy of Dila. I mean, I'll probably be fine, but it might be a bit tiring to go up. Yeah. Yeah, we just look. I mean, now there's loads of tour groups, isn't there? But we did get that street all to ourselves, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah,
Got some nice photos.
You know, like it's not crowded. You just take your time. You know,
Yeah.
you're like.
Well, as always, it pays to get to somewhere early, doesn't it? And enjoy it before everyone else shows up, and get those cool photos. Because now you're going to struggle to get nice photos throughout the day, I think.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely lots of people.
But yeah, I think we've done well. In Dila, something that we've noticed is this kind of every street seems to have like a kind of like a indication of what's on there. So like on this one, you know, because when you go to a new place, you don't have the time to walk down every street, right? Sometimes. So it's nice to know what you're going to get as you go down. So this one you've got luggage storage, and then you've got kind of food places. Yeah, it's impressive. Because also as well, luggage storage, it's something that people need, don't they? Like, it's nice to know, I can actually leave my bag here all day.
If you came like just for the day trip and you have your luggage.
Yeah, you can drop your bag off.
We also noticed lots of luggage storage in Split as well.
Yeah, there was. And again, there's another one here. And you can see some of the things on offer.
And then you can see some indications on the lamps as well.
Yeah, even on the lamps. There's kind of what it's all about, which is nice. And all of it's all in keeping with the vibe of the city, which is being beautifully maintained. We've just come up these steps. Look how beautiful this view is. It's absolutely stunning. It looks great in like a portrait photo. But the thing about Dubrovnik as well is it's like a living, breathing place, you know. It's but the thing is, okay, yeah, it does feel a bit touristy, but there's a lot of signs of, you know, local people living here, you know, continuing the tradition of their ancestors, you know, over hundreds of years. You've got the washing out there. a little bit out of breath, haven't gone up those steps. But yeah, it's just, I mean, just look at this. It's an absolute treasure to anyone who's not come. I wonder what it'd be like when, you know, obviously we've arrived on a cruise ship, so not slagging off people who arrive on cruise ships. When all the cruise people arrive, how busy is it going to be? Because it's kind of like, we feel like we've got the place to ourselves a little bit at the moment.
It feels like I'm walking in someone's private property.
Yeah, it's a street. Well, like, I can understand why you'd feel that way. It just feels like we've got this bit to ourselves. It's never a bad thing.
It's really residential, this area.
Yeah, it does. Shame.
King's Landing.
I said to Dila, do you recognise where we are now? She said, oh no, we're on the back in the main square. Sorry, so you did recognise it?
Yeah.
We're not quite back in the main square though. But it's from a...
But we did walk past it.
Did we? Oh, we walked past there, did we? But do you know where we are now? Where it is in Game of Thrones?
Oh, it's the shame walk of Cersei.
Shame. So yeah, this is the famous, I think this is the famous stairs where Cersei did her walk of shame after, you know, disrespecting the High Sparrows. So yeah, the religion of the Seven. Yeah, she did the walk.
Let me see.
So you're gonna get, Dila's gonna get it up now. We'll be back with you. But yeah, it's beautiful as well. Again, another amazing shot. So Dila's just got it up now. So is it here? Did they cover the walls up? It's here, isn't it? So what they've probably done with that is they've probably CGI'd, rendered kind of like a different background on there. Yeah, you can see they have, that's what they've done, they've CGI'd it.
Yeah, here's the main, that building is here.
Yeah. So they've put the Red Keep, you know, the castle in the background there. And yeah, but they've kept the buildings, but they've just kind of put CGI on it. That's amazing, isn't it? That's really cool to see. You can see the windows here that they've covered with CGI.
No, windows are here the same.
Are they the exact same, are they?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, they are.
Yeah, they just like changed the building slightly, obviously.
Sorry, I've got my glasses on, I couldn't see properly. So yeah, what do you think of that, Dila Freeze?
It's amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? Shame. So Dila's just got another photo up, so you can just kind of see the two together. Obviously we're here now, but yeah.
Yeah, they changed like roofs slightly now. Obviously, the like a building structure, you know, like new, like more small, like brick.
Yeah. It actually almost looks less impressive in the show than it does now, to be perfectly honest. Obviously, you just got the massive castle in the background, whereas now you've got the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done, Game of Thrones. So the steps are called the Jesuit Steps. So there isn't just a place for Game of Thrones fans. It is actually got historical significance. I think the steps were built in the 18th century as part of kind of the Jesuit college that existed here in Dubrovnik. So yeah, there's a bit of history to it as well. And I think, Dila, we're going to be seeing this on our tour later, the Game of Thrones tour that we're going to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might know more than the guide after our research. We'll see, but apparently here is really popular for sunsets. You can see a really nice sunset from here. But I don't know how that would work. Maybe it's the colours and the buildings. Because I would have thought the sun would be setting behind us, you know, behind that area rather than...
Maybe they're gonna have like sort of different colour palette.
Yeah, exactly, which would make it really beautiful.
We saw like sunset yesterday in Split and it was absolutely
Oh,
beautiful.
it was amazing, wasn't it?
Sky is like all
But that's what I mean, but the sky would be that way. But like you said, it might be the colour palette that'll change. Because in theory, that building up here, I can't really zoom in actually because I'm facing it the way, will be at the top. Yeah. So we've just come back to the bus station area, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because our Game of Thrones tour is about to start, so we're just going to join the group now. We'll film bits throughout, but obviously we can't talk as much because we're going to be enjoying the tour. But after we've done the tour, we might come back to some of the places we saw and say what we learned. Probably the best way to do it. This is amazing. This is the start of the tour. I mean, it's just come down here. It's like we've stepped into the kind of, is it King's Landing Bay? I can't remember the name. But basically where the boats come in at King's Landing. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. Wow.
One of the last things we've seen in the show. Jon Snow shipped back to the wall. As you can see, everything is authentic. Even that little boat in the back is one of these two replicas of the 16th century galleons they were using in the Dubrovnik for the sea trade. So the whole fleet was actually inspired by the fleet Dubrovnik had in the ages. Beside that, I have another. That's fine. You have to use the coin directly, it doesn't exist in reality. They had to use a ton of CGI to get a King's Landing, and they also had to film some things in Belfast in Titanic season here. So this was the bay, and then the King's Landing port was actually Colorina Beach. So I had family saying goodbye to Marcella when she went away.
So we've just come down to Blackwater Bay. That's what it was called. I can't believe I didn't remember. So we've just had loads of nice stories, haven't we, about the area. So this is where Blackwater Bay was filmed. It was where a lot of the different scenes of the show were filmed. Kind of King's Landing to do with water. So if anyone's leaving King's Landing, arriving King's Landing, so
It was always this area.
it was this area here. So you know when Sansa left King's Landing, when Marcella left King's Landing, you know, Cersei's daughter, it was here. Yeah,
Beautiful area.
really beautiful. So I did get some shots of the some of the stills of the scenes, but I think this is the most beautiful area we've been to on this trip.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely stunning from every side. So yeah, Lila's loving it. We'll come back here a bit later, won't we, when it's quieter, because we're just on tour at the moment.
Basically, a kid like 15 years old was complaining he spent too much time underwater, that he couldn't hold his breath. So they had to find a replacement the next day. The only water polo players could apply, though. Now, are we ready for our cardio part of the tour? We are doing the...
After completing the first leg of our tour at the West Harbour, our guide masochistically marched us up the 200 or so steps to Fort Lovrijenac. The views were stunning and our legs were burning like the Croatian sun, but thankfully more Game of Thrones goodness awaited us at the top. This mighty fortress doubles as the Red Keep in the show. In Season 2, Episode 1, its courtyard hosted King Joffrey's name day tournament, and on the terrace, right where we're standing now, Cersei delivered her iconic line to Littlefinger, "Power is power." As you can see from the photo the guide is holding, this corridor is literally where that scene was filmed.
Public toilet where the scene was filmed, actually. This is brilliant. So on the floor here was the map from, I think, season 7 with Jaime and Cersei.
More on that Joffrey name day scene. Here our guide is giving us exactly where it was filmed. It was really cool to see how CGI was used to enhance what we are seeing now. As you can see, it was given the royal treatment fit for a king, and the hollow circle was covered by the emblem of the Faith of the Seven. Our guide went on to explain how different Dubrovnik looks compared to King's Landing, and how crucial CGI was in selling the illusion of the fictional city. The production team focused heavily on getting key landmarks like the Red Keep and the Sept of Baelor just right to maintain audience believability. After 30 minutes or so at the fort, our tour guide brought us back down the 200 or so steps. Going down is much easier, thankfully. We were rather parched, and we were thankful to the city of Dubrovnik for providing us with a thirst quencher. Our guide said this water was okay to drink, and she even filled up her own bottle. So it could be a hack to use in the city of Dubrovnik, or responsible for the next bird flu outbreak. Bloody pigeons. Our tour continued at the Pile Gate, where we started our day. The Pile Gate was home to scenes such as when Jaime returns to King's Landing after being captured, minus his hand of course. It's also where we see the mountain in all his glory, swinging his sword, and also where King Joffrey and his entourage are attacked by an angry mob. This intense scene was filmed at the gate's inner passage, capturing the chaos as the royal procession is ambushed. The tour then ends at the steps where Cersei does her walk of shame, which we showed earlier on. Blimey, what a good time we had, and it's a must-do for any Game of Thrones fan visiting Dubrovnik.
So we've just done the tour, haven't we?
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones tour. So it took you up to the fort. I don't know the exact name, or we'll get the name later. And we obviously saw the kind of the Blackwater Bay area, the fort. Then we came into the old town of Dubrovnik, and we did the steps basically. And it was great, wasn't it? There was just loads of stories.
We loved it.
We loved it. It was great.
We really recommend.
As you'll see, like she held up pictures of kind of like the scene, and then you could immediately see what she was talking about in terms of.
And
So-
lots of stories, information, and even like experience of local people as actors.
Yeah,
like,
the Dubrovnik experience of Game of Thrones, what local people thought, what the actors did here, what hotel Jon Snow was staying in, or Emilia Clarke, what was Peter Dinklage like.
it was really funny.
It was really funny, really good. The tour guide was great. She was funny. She was telling jokes, and
she was really informative as well.
Really
Everything
informative.
felt so natural the way how she was talking, explaining.
yeah, she was a really pleasure to kind of do the tour, because we're not big on tours, are we? I mean, we like to kind of explore it ourselves and sometimes try and find out things on our own. But for something like this as well, we paid £40 for 2 hours, and I can put the link below for the one that we had. Can you remember the girl's name?
No, she not. No.
Anyway, we can put it on there. I'm sure all the guides are very good. But yeah, so as every great attraction, it ends in a gift shop. So we want to buy a Game of Thrones hat, but the owner was taking cash and we don't have cash on us, so we're going to come back later to get the hat. So the plan now this afternoon is to go back to the boat, get our sun cream because we forgot the sun cream, have some lunch, and then come back and do the wall. Because also on the tour as well, we bought the city pass, didn't we, for the day, which is the wall pass. It's quite expensive. We mentioned it before. It's €70 for 2 people, so we want to make the most of that, don't we? We're going to redo some of the things that we did on the tour later and talk about basically if we can remember some of the anecdotes, if we can remember some of the stories, we'll do it to kind of document it. But yeah, you've got to get yourself to Dubrovnik if you're a Game of Thrones fan, haven't you? Just incredible.
This is our favourite country.
Yeah, we're thinking in Europe, Croatia's our favourite country, don't we? Because when we've seen Split, we've seen Makarska, we've driven down the coast, we've been here in Dubrovnik. I love it. The people are so friendly, they're funny, down-to-earth people, normal people. Yeah, great. So yeah, should we go back to the boat? Get some lunch? And yeah, probably next time you see us, we'll probably be on our way to the city wall, probably, to get that on film. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. We're back. Yeah, so we went back to the ship, had some food, we had some burger and fries, didn't we? And some dessert.
Yes, spent some time with mum and dad.
With mum and dad as well, which was lovely. So now we're on the walls of King's Landing. I know, Dubrovnik.
King's Landing.
And yeah, so it's just a bit of a walking tour really. I don't know, so we're going to probably see some sights that we've seen before, but mainly it's just to kind of appreciate the beauty, I think, of the town. I mean, from up here, it just looks absolutely stunning. I'll just turn the camera around. I mean, look at that. I mean, as we've said a million times, I mean, you can see why they picked Dubrovnik for Game of Thrones, because it's just drop dead stunning. Probably the most beautiful city I've been to. It's between this or Venice. Yeah, so from up here you can see the Stradun, the main kind of walkway through Dubrovnik, the main path of the town. So yeah, we've been down there today. And then you can see some other things as well. So you've got like the different cathedrals and churches here. It gives you a really nice vantage point. So the idea is we're going to walk along these walls here and basically do a full lap. So we're going to walk all the way up there, you can see now, and then you can't see the other side of the walls. But we're going to walk then, I think it's all the way across the top here and back down again. So the tour takes about 2 hours, I think, Dila. So yeah, we should be able to get so many good views of the city. She's just doing her reels at the moment. So this is the view from the wall of the fort we were in before, through a like a little arrow hole here, or I don't know, like a rubble hole to throw things down onto the enemy. Or maybe it's just a kind of a viewpoint. We're in like a little turret, aren't we?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, there's the bus station. And yeah, from this beautiful window here, you've got the view. So we continue down the east side of the wall here. We're not done with the east side. Kind of there's some huge marvel. I think this could be the most beautiful part of the wall, because you've got the fort on Blackwater Bay down there from Game of Thrones, and then you've got the view of the wall there, and then the view of the city. I don't know if you're going to get much better than that. Maybe at the top. Yeah, it's just incredible. So we're at a part of the wall now where you get an incredible view of the fort and the ocean below. It's a little bit low, isn't it, though, the wall?
Yeah.
We have had some photos. But yeah, it's low. You'd never get it, would you, in somewhere else, maybe in America or the UK?
Really like free, you know, you can just sit on the
Sit on there, yeah.
take photos.
It's maybe 2 foot high, the wall. So you could really easily fall over the side. You've got a pretty nasty drop. I mean, you're dead. Wish I hadn't looked over there. Wish I hadn't looked over there then a minute ago. You know, get that vertigo. That's nice. You got ice cream here as well. Yeah, get some lovely shots, can't you, Dila, for us? So take yourself back 10 years ago, or maybe more. This would probably be the place to watch the Game of Thrones filming. Happening down there. Kind of the Blackwater Bay scenes. And other scenes up there in the fort as well. Beautiful.
Thank you, my daughter, for bringing me to these lovely places.
That's okay, Danny.
A message to our kiddos.
What?
Your daddy brought me to
There's some...
11 new countries since being together, and we've been together for 3 years.
There you go. How nice is that?
So this is the lesson. Find you a good husband if you're a girl.
Oh,
Find you yourself a good wifey if you're a boy.
it's so true. The
So
person you
take-
pick. It's the most important decision you'll ever make in your life. It's true. And I made a good one as well. With my Dila friends. Yeah, so we're on the south side of the wall now, aren't we? And Dila's just pointed out, you could literally sit here if you wanted to and kind of just admire the world. I mean, what a view. A world-class view. Just, it's like heaven on earth, isn't it? And I love the sea, I love the ocean, so for me, it's just intoxicating to look at this. And yeah, you got people, you know, normal lives going on behind us. I mean, what a view they have. So down here on the south side, there is this kind of little cafe area you can get a drink. So I'll have a look at that. Which we will. So yeah, could you imagine being like some kind of soldier, Dealer Fruits, and guarding the walls? Yeah. One misstep and you're bloody brown bread down there into the Davy Jones locker. So we stopped off at the little bar, didn't we, for a drink? I think it's called Civipita? Is it called that? Dylan might know the Russian sort of for it.
Yeah, it's pizza.
It's SP Pizza. So we're going to get a cocktail and a beer. Here we go.
I'm just, I'm just saying, I'm glad that the tourists, like, you know, walking the walls is quite expensive. It's just gonna make it inaccessible for most people, because, you know, most people are gonna be like 35 euro per person. It's quite expensive.
Yeah, it's too expensive. Well, why it's good is it keeps the walls quiet, because they're a little bit dangerous, I think. If you had too many people walking on it, it'd be like Mount Everest, you know. It's really narrow, very dangerous. But also as well,
it's quite low as well.
Yeah, you feel safe because there's not many people around you, and it's quiet, so you can enjoy it to its full degree. And you don't feel like you're going to get robbed or anything like that, do you? Because sometimes crowded places, especially in Europe, you feel like you're going to get robbed. Oh, here are the drinks now. Oh, maybe not. Adios. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So yeah, drinks arrived just in time. Chin chin, darling. So yeah, we've enjoyed our drinks, haven't we, Dealer Fruits? And this is the cafe from where we see. It's a beautiful view. Maybe even from this side. So yeah, did you enjoy your drinks, darling?
Yeah, I did. There's some swimming area, swimming.
Oh yeah, you can swim down there. That's cool. So do you know what I was thinking when we were having our drinks?
What?
Imagine having too many beers and then falling over the wall.
Oh my god.
Do you know that actually happened to an Australian couple a year ago?
Really?
Yeah, they drank too much and then they fell over the wall. And they had really serious brain injuries, I understand. So,
Both of them fell over.
Yeah, both of them fell. They were a drunk couple, like me and you now.
Drunk.
We're not drunk, just had a beer and they had a cocktail. And yeah, they fell over the wall. So yeah, sad times.
Both of them die?
Yeah, I mean, they might have done, I don't know. I just remember reading about it back then and yeah, they fell over the wall. I think they fell something like 10 metres. So it's probably as far down as that, to be honest. Really bad, yeah. They're really low, aren't they? That's what I was saying. Yeah.
I mean, if you are really tall, I mean, you can probably fall over here.
Yeah, if you were sort of 6'5", 6'6" on these walls, and then you fell, and then you kind of walked the wrong way, you'd fall over the top, wouldn't you? Because, I mean, I'm almost sort of waist height now.
For me, no chance.
No chance. Yeah. Dealer safe on these walls. Yeah. So we're about halfway through, aren't we?
Yeah.
And a little bit of history about the walls. Started to be built in the 9th century, so they're quite old. Carried sort of through to around the 17th century. So these walls in places are really old, and then not so old in other places. Built basically to defend the city from invaders. So the Ottomans, I think, were the main antagonists for this region for most of that time. But yeah, it's a good. Also serves now as a natural beauty UNESCO site, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a.
Well, you can see. Here you have the market, more view.
More view, yeah. So over here you have what Steele has described as the Spider Island from Anglesey, or Puffin Island is probably more commonly known as. Yeah. So yeah, about halfway through. So it's taken up maybe about an hour, hasn't it? And then we've got about another hour to go, I think, just to finish it off. There's even a little beach down there. No, it's not a beach. It's swimming time. Yeah, beach club. I mean, they must have built this city. They must have built this city with beauty in mind. Don't you think, Dealer Fruits? I mean, just look at this. We've just come down now from the south side of the wall, trying to get onto the eastern part, and then the north part. Then you can see up at the top where that castle is. But yeah, just look at this. Just absolutely stunning. This is just the marina area. Yeah, so beautiful. So we was talking about this bell tower before at the start of the day. Do you remember I said there was these bronze figures that banged the bell? Look, you can see one there. See? So that actually bangs the bell to make the noise. Looks like a knight. How cool is that? Really cool. Have you seen something else, have you?
Just how long is the thin?
Yeah, the walls are low. Look, you can see the people below there.
Thin wall.
Yeah, it's a thin wall. You do get a bit of vertigo, don't you, doing this? Not good if you don't like heights.
I'm fine.
Yeah, we're fine with heights, but obviously
As long as it's not too low. If it was
Yeah.
like here, I would maybe.
a bit nervous, but yeah, it's fine. But yeah, we're just coming up now. We've pretty much done the east side of the wall once we've come around here. And then yeah, just the north side just to finish this off. And then we've done the outer walls, do the throughs. So now we've moved on to the north part of the walls. So we kind of do all four sides. Dealer in there. So yeah, this is the city from a different angle. It's just beautiful everywhere you look, isn't it? It's been so well designed, the city. Really made for beauty. So yeah, I think there's probably maybe another sort of 5 or 10 minutes left, and then yeah, we've done the city walls, and we'll give you our thoughts after we're done. So we're coming to the end of the walk, aren't we? And yeah, the good views just keep coming, don't they? Are you enjoying?
Yeah, loving it.
Yeah.
This is King's Landing.
This is King's Landing. You just feel like a dragon's gonna fly in and, you know, start flaming the place up. Yeah. It's really nice. So we've just done the last portion of the wall, which was the north side of the city.
Yeah.
So what's your review of the wall walk?
Amazing. You have to do it.
Yeah, so I mean,
You're coming to Dubrovnik. This is, I guess, the biggest highlight.
yeah, I was gonna say
This is the biggest highlight because you get to see like
the whole city.
the whole city. You know, the coastline. Obviously, all this like amazing, you know, houses. It's just an old town. I mean, I really enjoyed it. And obviously, you can have some drinks, relax. You know,
Yeah, no, exactly
take
that.
pictures.
Yeah, I suppose the kind of the turd in the punch bowl, if you forgive that, is it is quite expensive to do, but then you get quite a quiet experience. So, you know, I'll show you down in a minute the kind of the main street, which we'll walk onto in a moment. It's packed full of people.
Easy.
If this was free, you know, it wouldn't be the experience that it was.
Because it would be quite dangerous as well.
Yeah, it would be dangerous to have this many people on the wall.
Because as we said,
It's low. It's a low wall. Even
well, if
in a
people
lot
are gonna
of-
push
lot
each
of
other,
places.
oh god.
But just the view's incredible. It's one of my favourite things I've ever done in a city. Like in a city, it's one of my favourite things I've ever done. Because often in a city there's things to do, but nothing kind of that really takes your breath away.
Yeah.
This is taking my breath away.
Yeah.
Seeing the sea views and all that kind of stuff. So plan now is to go back down into the Dubrovnik town. We want to get this Game of Thrones hat that we tried to get before, but they weren't accepting cards. We're going to give it another go, aren't we? And then we're going to go to that fortress that we saw, and then we're going to have a bit more of a Game of Thrones portion of the vlog, aren't we? Because if you know Dubrovnik and Game of Thrones, there wasn't actually much filmed inside the city walls.
Yeah.
So the main street that we're on, there's no Game of Thrones really filmed on there. Equally as well on these walls here, there's no real Game of Thrones here as well. Just because it's too busy and it would have been too expensive and that to close it all down. So yeah, we'll talk a bit more about that when we get to the fall, won't we? Yeah, so just to give an appreciation for how busy it gets, this isn't even as busy, but if the wall's got this many people on, it's not going to work, is it?
No.
But yeah, this is actually quieting down a little bit from when we were here before, doing our Game of Thrones tour. Because the tour took us through here and around onto the steps, which we showed you earlier. So, dealer, we finally got the hat. So we've been trying to buy this hat all day, haven't we? The card machine's been broke. So we finally thought, right, let's get the cash out.
even though there's a €5 fee, we are stingy, aren't we, at times? So we were like, right, okay, we're not paying the fee. So we did a tour of ATMs. Anyway, we found one that was €4.75. So we thought, right, that's a little bit of a bargain, you know. It's not €7 or €8 on some of them that we found on the ATMs. So then, dealer, we've drew 20 euro, so the hat cost €24.
Instead of doing 25, I put 20, and then
So,
we withdraw again €10 for fee. So we
She
paid twice.
under withdraw, so we had to pay the transaction fee twice. So the hat, instead of costing us just €24, it's cost us bloody 34. It's 30 quid for the hat. It's okay. We got a lovely hat, didn't we?
Yeah.
So go on, you can model our new hat. Show everyone what it looks like from the Game of Thrones shop here in Dubrovnik. Ah, there it is. There it is. And it's embroidered, so it's got Game of Thrones on it. And then it's got City of Dubrovnik, and that's what we like, don't we? Embroidered hats.
Yeah.
As you can see from the hat that we've both been modelling today, our Disneyland Tokyo one. So yeah, you're gonna take that off.
Take the price tag.
It looks great on you, babe.
Thank you, darling.
So we've got about an hour, maybe an hour and a half left of our Dubrovnik day. Do you want to go and see the fort properly? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So we've come down into the Blackwater, haven't we? So this is where our Game of Thrones tour started. So what Game of Thrones facts have you got for us? Any?
I guess,
From what the guide said?
So I know like this specific location will film like multiple times. So here they were like, what was the name?
The Battle of Blackwater.
The
Battle of Blackwater
Yeah.
Bay.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was really prominent, which is such a key scene, isn't it?
And then
A key moment in season 2.
like escape.
Yeah, that was here with Littlefinger. Sansa's escape was here. So you can kind of see them going off into the distance.
Killing bastards were there.
Yeah, the killing of the bastard scene from season 1. That's a good point, Matt. What was there? And there was one that was drowned actually here in the water, wasn't there? And apparently the guy who was on the first day filming it, who was being drowned, hated it that much. He had to be replaced for day 2 of filming.
Yeah.
Remember, when she said that?
And then also this location was used like to greet the fleet, you know, like
So
it's more
incoming
like,
ships.
Yeah, incoming and outgoing.
But the reason why they picked this area, I mean, not only is it beautiful, but also as well, it was cheap, wasn't it, for them to film here?
Yeah.
Because they only had.
Usually they filmed in Malta, but due to the fire accident, they were like
Yeah, so
practically kicked
season
out.
1, King's Landing was Malta, wasn't it?
Yeah, and obviously they changed to.
Yeah, they had an accident on the set where it burned
Yeah.
down. So apparently Malta didn't really want them back, but Croatia did welcome them back, didn't they? Offering them a 20% tax break.
And also they said, you know, no like fire, no sort of like, you know.
As part of the
Yeah.
effects for Blackwater Bay.
So obviously this was also cheap, so you know they had to like shut down the restaurant.
Yeah, so they had to pay the restaurant to shut it down.
You know, pay all this like local people who live. You know, like don't open the window, just like stay inside for a couple of days. So they were.
Yeah,
all
apparently they were paid
compensated.
€100 a window, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
To close it down.
I mean, how amazing! Imagine like you just sneak out and then try to look what's going on a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I just think this area is so iconic. When I think of kind of Game of Thrones, I think of King's Landing, water, you know, and to be able to visit it and kind of experience it is a real plus. Kind of the next part of what we're going to see will be going up these steps into the fort, where again we've got more of the scenes that were filmed. Yeah. So we'll make our way up. So we've had some more bad news. We went up to the fort to go again, you know, with the photos, but because the guy said because we've already been in, we're not allowed in again.
Yeah.
But we've been able to scan our wall pass time and time again. So we just thought it'd be a similar kind of situation, you know. It's on the same pass. So if you get the Dubrovnik pass, I just thought, it gives you unlimited access to whatever you want all day. But
not the case.
Not the case, unfortunately, because you're electronically scanned in. So we've come back down here to the Blackwater Bay, which according to a Croatian guide, that's what they now call it, because it's full of sewage, which explains the smell, because it does smell pretty bad. I did say to dealer, I said it kind of smells, before we found that out, I said it kind of smells like what you'd expect, yeah, King's Landing to smell like, that kind of sewagey, fishy, saltwater smell. It's not very nice.
But it's not like overpowering.
No,
you know,
it's
like
just not a pleasant smell. But you wouldn't. But I was looking around here before and I was thinking, oh, what a pleasant place to swim, you know, what a pleasant place to go kayaking.
you don't want to swim.
Yeah, they're kayaking in there, and they're kind of kayaking through sewage, and you can actually see the sewage on the top of the water. If you look for it, you're like, oh gosh.
Maybe kayaking would be fun because you're not touching water yourself.
Maybe,
but,
yeah, maybe.
It's really
So I don't think there's really much else for us to. Well, there's those things we could see, but we'd probably have to travel a little bit to go and see them.
yeah,
So-
we need to also be back at the ship.
Yeah, we've got to be back at the ship for 6. It's about 4:30 now. So yeah, we've taken some photos. Maybe it's just a chance for us to just see what photos we want to take, and yeah, we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
So yes, we've done our photos, haven't we? Our remaining photos we wanted to take, and
Yeah, now time to go.
we're gonna call it a day, aren't we?
Yeah, have some internet time, relaxation, then
Yeah,
tea
yeah.
time.
Yeah, should we?
Then next stop will be Corfu.
That's our next stop. So we're done here. We're kind of midway through the trip now, I'd say.
Yeah.
With it being Sunday, we returned Saturday, so we're kind of halfway through now. It's been a great trip so far, hasn't it?
Oh, loved
We've
it.
got Corfu tomorrow. Yeah, the adventure continues. So what's your impression of Dubrovnik?
Favorite.
Your favourite place we've been to?
Yeah, so far on the trip, I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, I love every place we went to. I love Venice, I love Lake Como, I love Split, Dubrovnik, but Dubrovnik has sort of magic to it.
It has a magic to it, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It has a medieval kind of
Yeah.
magic to it.
But I love every city we've been to.
It's my favourite place we've been so far. I think Venice is probably next, but the problem with Venice is it's too busy. Way too busy.
It's too busy, yeah.
And the main thing you can do is go in a gondola. It's very expensive, and we got scammed a little bit when we did it. It was an amazing experience, but here there's so many things you can do. You've got the Game of Thrones element. You've got the beauty. You can walk around so many different things.
Lots of
It's a
lovely restaurants.
full day. Lots of restaurants. Not that we tried any because we've got the ship. So yeah, we've had a great day. I think it's definitely top 5 European city for me now. Maybe even probably top 2 really with Paris, I think.
Oh,
In terms of Europe, yeah, you're not knocking Tokyo off. or Kyoto. I mean, Kyoto would be second.
Kyoto, my
Kyoto
favourite.
1. Tokyo 1, Kyoto 2nd.
so yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lovely day, haven't we? Thank you, Diva, for another beautiful day.
Thank you, Dada.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.